The coin that in no time made it to the top 30 cryptocurrencies in the world. In this video, we'll tell you the 5 ways in which Algorand can change the entire crypto world. Let's begin. The first and most amazing tool that Algorand implemented was the PPOS, or Pure Proof of Stake, consensus mechanism. Before we head on to see what PPOS does, let's break the name Algorand to you. Algorand stands for Algorithm Random. This randomness of Algorand is not only unique, but it's a game changer in the crypto world. The random selection is what the PPOS consensus mechanism is all about. Let me explain. So, as we know, the consensus mechanism is the process of validating and adding the new blocks to the system. This mechanism ensures that the transactions or blocks created are secured and authentic. In previous POS versions, validators are used to validate transaction, and the process for becoming a validator required the user to stake a certain amount of money as collateral. Now, how is PPOS different from POS? It is because Michele had a better plan for Algorand. His approach was more egalitarian, as he wanted validators to be chosen randomly and not on the basis of their stake. Algorand's algorithm works according to a cryptographic selection method called VRF, through which online users are randomly picked for validation. A group of voters is chosen to validate the coming block, and if the voters vote for the block, it's immediately validated. Whenever a new block is created, a random committee of online validators is made instantly to validate the block. This is not only a highly scalable method, but it minimized the risk of a 51% attack by a greater degree, as no one can manipulate the entire committee of token holders. Slow transactions and congestion on the protocol is the problem that every popular crypto protocol is facing these days. Algorand has implemented a 2-layer architecture that solves this problem effectively. With the 2-tier structure, Algorand can execute transactions faster without any hurdle. Layer 1 of Algorand's architecture handles quick and easy transactions. This layer is dedicated to simple, permissionless payment-focused smart contracts, asset mining, Algorand standard assets ACA transactions, and atomic transfers. Atomic transfer refers to a group of transactions processed at once on layer 1. This layer 1 saves the system from bottlenecks, as it processes only the tasks that require minimal focus. Due to this, the minimum number of transactions per second in Algorand is 1,000. Moreover, it only takes 2 to 4 seconds for finality in this protocol. Now, what's Layer 2 for then? Layer 2 handles the more complex and time-consuming tasks. Algorand's protocol performs all the complex computations on this layer off-chain to keep the system from slowing down. According to the website, if any contract is too big, too computationally demanding, or too complex, then it is handled on the Layer 2. In any crypto protocol, forking happens when 2 blocks are added at the same time by different miners. Then a temporary fork is created in the chain. The blockchains that work on the POW mechanism face forking issues every single day. The protocol is called the blockchain because it literally is made up of long chain consisting of blocks with data. All the blocks can be traced back to the first ever block's data or transactions. When 2 blocks are added at the same time, fork branches are formed, and eventually one of these branches is accepted in the original blockchain. This means that even after a valid block is added, there are chances of it getting reversed due to forking, which is why finality is delayed in the POW mechanism. So, how does Algorand's protocol prevent forking? In Algorand protocol, the committee of voters decides on validating 1 block at a time, and once they do, that block reaches finality in no time. This means that at one time, only 1 block is focused. This not only makes the whole transaction faster, but there are almost 0 chances of forkability, as the block that is added is etched on the chain forever and cannot be reversed. Sustainability is another major problem that most blockchains are dealing with. Since the one's build of proof of work, the mechanism consumes a great number of resources and ends up damaging the environment. But that's not the case with Algorand. Algorand has taken some major steps to minimize its impact on the environment. Replacing the miner's mechanism with pure proof of stake is one of the steps through which the electricity use is minimized in Algorand's protocol. An average POW blockchain requires 200 kilograms of CO2 for minting a single NFT, but due to the pure proof of stake mechanism of Algorand, this protocol requires only 0.0000004 of CO2. The other step is carbon neutralization, for which Algorand has made an alliance with Climate Trade. Algorand and Climate Trade devised a sustainability system that verifies the on-chain carbon footprint on each set of blocks. Then, with advanced smart contracts, Algorand locked that minimum amount of carbon footprint to be implemented on the entire system or Algorand's standard assets. Transaction fees and gas costs have been a major concern for even the top cryptocurrencies. These cryptocurrencies like Ethereum and Bitcoin have been working tirelessly to reduce their transaction cost. Bitcoin's transaction cost initially was around $15, which has now been reduced to 1.3 per transaction. Similarly, Ethereum has been struggling to reduce its transaction cost, which is now around 2.5 per transaction. Now, this is why Algorand's popularity has increased so much, because this entire protocol has no concept of gas costs. That's not only it, the transaction cost of Algorand is 0.001 algos, and the fee in Algorand's protocol is calculated according to the size of the transaction. Another feature that these transactions have is that to boost the acceptance of your transaction or block, you can augment more money just so your block is prioritized. This not only gives you a certain kind of control, but gives you a way to be in priority if you think the protocol is congested with requests. Algorand claims to be a borderless protocol. This also means that this protocol is accessible and easy to work with no matter where in the world you reside. Developers from all over the world can use Algorand's asset framework to build on its Layer 1 and have the benefit of high throughput and security. This protocol supports coding languages like JavaScript, Java, and Python, and software development kits SDKs like Rust, PHP, and C. Algorand also allows developers to write smart contracts on T1 or Transaction Execution Approval language. Moreover, the developers who are comfortable with Python can write smart contracts in Python and compile them on PyTeal. AVM, or Algorand's virtual machine, is another major step in the popularization of protocol for developers. AVM is popularly used by Algorand's developers to create smart contracts and build applications. This robust tool can be used by new programmers and is so efficient that it can be used for atomic transfers, minting NFTs, building NFTs, and a lot more. According to creator of Venue 1, a VM is not only the major turning point for the Algorand ecosystem, but also for developers. With AVM, Algorand provides a step-by-step guide, tutorials, constant support, and end-to-end procedures to build the decentralized application. ALGO is the inherent token of Algorand. So if you're an ALGO holder, there are things you might be interested to know. In Algorand's amazing protocol, whenever a block is created, the reward is paid to all the ALGO coin holders, and not only the validators only. This means that every ALGO coin holder can benefit by holding ALGO in their wallet. In Algorand's protocol, you don't need to stake algos to become a validator, as any algo holder can become a voter without staking a single coin. These algos also help you in paying transaction fees whenever you're building a DApp, though the cost is usually in a fraction of a coin, as this coin can be fractionalized into micro-algos. Algorand is a borderless algorithm based on a green ecosystem. This system was launched in June 2019 and was founded by the famous crypto enthusiast and computer scientist Silvio Micheli. Micheli is known for crypto proficiency and experience because he's the co-inventor of technologies like zero-knowledge and random function mechanism. The vision of Micheli behind Algorand was to create a system where everyone can produce and exchange assets effectively, efficiently, securely, and with complete transparency. The goal of Algorand was to achieve global trust by efficient decentralization and elimination of barriers, and these elementary goals made it one of the fastest listed tokens on Coinbase.